Welcome to my YouTube channel, Dennis the Monk. I am Dennis Vysokovsky. The topic for today is finding hope. There's a book, The Little Prince, that countless people from around the world have read, and it is profound, and I'd like to read an excerpt from that. It is only with the heart that one can see rightly. What is essential is invisible to the eye. The reason why this quote is so important to me is because it accentuates the practice of universal principles, and let me explain why. When we are in our heart, now again, the heart is a place of objective truth and objective love. It filters all the things around us that have the ability to lie to us. So because it's objective, the heart is a place of objective love, we're talking about the 15 attributes of love. It's measurable and it's a way to see the world around us in truth. Objective truth is logic, it's rational, square of opposition, goes back thousands of years and what people have used to understand what is real and what is truthful. Now the heart is the sentinel between the spiritual world and the physical world. So to be in the heart, that place of objective truth and objective love, is the place where hope resides. Hope can be part of the physical world, but also hope is part of the spiritual world. The spiritual world, and for us to gain access to the spiritual world, requires us to go inside of our heart. Now, again, that quote is, "It is only the heart that one can see rightly, which is essential, what is essential invisible to the eye." Sorry about that. Why is it invisible to the eye? Because oftentimes we live up here in our mind. In previous episodes, I've explained that the mind is the seat of our ego that tells us we're better than or less than. Humility, which is being honest with self, others, and a higher power, which I choose to call God. Humility has the ability to balance the mind so that we don't feel less than or better than. We are who we are, equal to all people, while knowing that we have our gifts. We have our own gifts. And when we can come into that balance of the mind, then we can move down into the heart, which is the place of objective truth and objective love, where then we can see beyond the struggles and pains of our present moment. Let me explain this even further with my own experience. As I shared in previous episodes, I struggle with PTSD. I'm working through it and gaining strength. Well, a couple of days ago, I had to do some work on a project that has the very ability to trigger me because it's part of what has created the PTSD within myself. When I went to that place of doing the work that I needed to do, I could feel the panic rising inside of me, the stress, the anxiety, the confusion, the disorder in my mind. I couldn't be in my heart because this element, this PTSD, the attributes bring me up here where it's easy to take me out of the present moment and bring me into the past or the future. When we are in the heart, we're in the present moment because it takes effort to be there, it takes discipline. So now what happens is that when we allow the mind to take us outside of the heart, it's so easy to lose hope. It's so easy to have life around us become so overwhelming that sometimes we feel we cannot bear it any longer. When we come out of our hearts, we move into either the past or the future, where there's every opportunity to either have resentment, anger, or fear of what's to come that truly is not real. I know my own personal experience, out of all the times I used to spend in my mind in the future, nothing, only once out of a million thoughts, out of years of experiences only once did it come close, my fear come close. It just wasn't worth it. My mind will take me away from the beauty that surrounds me. So if you can't see beauty in your day, it's because you're in your mind and you're feeling either less than or better than and not able to focus on what is real. Because we're neither better than nor less than. We're all created in God's image. If you believe in God, or when it comes to the universal principles, we all have access, equal access to those universal principles that govern everything. And when we come into that balance, that humility of being honest with self, others, and a higher power, or God, we bring balance here so that we can go into our heart. And then we can start seeing beauty. I remember one time in my past, in my monastery, I was the leader of my monastery, and I was responsible for the financial needs, the emotional needs of my community, and we were struggling, and there was a lot of emotional pain in my monastery. And I remember at Easter, I was sitting at this amazing, beautiful banquet of people that I was close to and whom I loved and were friends. And I remember saying to myself, I could not see beauty. I could not experience the gift. And in my mind, I said to myself, someday I'm going to look back and I'll never remember the details of the pain. But if I choose, I can stop right now and enjoy the moment and the beauty that was in it. It took a lot of work to just let go of everything that was weighing me down, everything that told me I was less than, everything that told me or was lying to me. And in some cases, there were rational fear. There were real fears. There were fears of losing my community. There was fears of not having the financial ability to take care of the needs of 30, 40 people. So the fears were taking me to here, or my mind was taking me into fear. But as soon as I went into my heart, the fear went away. The pain went away. I actually felt hope in the midst of that storm, and I can enjoy the beauty of what was surrounding me. If you cannot experience in every moment the beauty that surrounds you, that's because you're up here in your mind that's telling you constantly you're less than or better than. Because if you are humble, if the mind allowed you to be honest with yourself, others, and a higher power, you wouldn't be caught here. You'd be automatically moving into your heart where there's peace, where there's understanding, where mysteries of the supernatural world can be revealed to us. They're not going to be revealed here. Because up here, when we say that what we see is affected by the mind, but when we see through the heart, when we're able to reside in the heart and then see the world around us, it's like wearing a pair of glasses that filters out the ugly, particularly the ugly that we put into that moment or into that world, and we can see the beauty. Here's an example for me. I have the gift of autism. And oftentimes when I'm in crowds or with a lot of people, I used to get overwhelmed with the feelings that I would experience or seeing the suffering, however it is that they were suffering. And I remember one time, it was probably 5 or 6 years ago, I put earphones on and I was actually in Boston walking through, I forget the big center place in Boston where there's trees and people gather. And when I put the earphones in my ears, my mind stopped. My mind stopped thinking, and I was listening to music, but then I could see the beauty of just people. Not whether they were suffering or not, but just the beauty of people. People playing, the trees, the green, the sky. I got to be inside of me. I got to experience me just walking and experiencing the warmth of the sun. That's because I went into my heart. And the earphones helped me to get me out of here. That was becoming a distraction. Even our gifts can be a distraction to us. When we have deficits and problems, where they reside, they usually reside in here. But when we discipline ourselves, we begin to overcome those challenges or those issues that we have, it enables us to go into the heart Like, again, the place of objective love and objective truth, it enables us to be in a place that truly is real, that has the ability to hope beyond hope, that has the ability to see and experience and participate in miracles that happen in the moment. It's a choice. I hope you can take the time to bring yourself out of here and bring yourself into your heart, where you can start to begin the beauty that surrounds you and the beauty that's within you. And when you begin to see that, you start to see the world differently around you, and you start valuing yourself, and you start to move away from people who do not value you, who do not give and receive. Because you're in the heart, we see our true selves. Slowly peeling away the onion of pain and struggle in the heart, it becomes easier. And then we can become truly the miracles that we're supposed to be in breathing and working and acting in this world. Thank you for joining me on Dennis the Monk. I'm Dennis Vysokovsky. I'll be here next week, same time, same mustache, and I look forward to hearing from you. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to reach out to me, and I'd love to hear from you. You have an amazing day. Bye now.